Hi everyone, Drew with Drew Talks. So I am an older millennial. I think 50 years ago when people wanted to buy a house, they could probably buy one for, I've heard like somebody told me they bought their house for $27,000. In my neighborhood right now, trailer houses are selling for $300,000, and this is in Montana. My generation also is drowning in student loan debt, and you may have very little sympathy for that, but we were told that everyone needed a college degree. So everyone went and got a college degree. The jobs aren't there to support all these college degrees. So you're looking at people with tens of thousands of dollars in student loan debt that they can never ever offload working at Starbucks. We're also the generation that was born without the internet, and it came within our lifetime when we were very young. We grew up with the internet. It's really opened the door for regular people to have a voice and a platform like never before. It used to be the media, the newspapers, they were the gatekeepers of information, but now they aren't. Anybody can use their voice and get out there. It's been an incredibly positive thing, I think. We no longer have people in power kind of filtering what information or what soapbox is going to be the highest. They still try to a little bit, but information is moving so fast they really can't stop the truth. We're also the generation that has had endless wars. This started actually in Vietnam, in Korea, but it has gotten very, very bad in my generation, and we have seen young men going off to war, and we don't even know why they're over there at this point, besides to make Halliburton rich. So all this stuff has happened with the millennials and with some of Gen X too. And in the midst of it all, when we were coming to age, we had grown up seeing like Reagan on TV when the Berlin Wall fell. We've seen Clinton, we saw Al Gore, we saw Bush. But in 2008 and 2012, for me, this was when Ron Paul had his campaigns. And he was the first one to stand up on stage and tell us the truth. And it was really kind of a revolutionary time. So after that all ended, and of course the Republican Party pushed Ron Paul out and they put Romney in as their candidate against Obama. After all that ended, the question is, well, what do we do now? Now that we have this information, now that we know how corrupt the military-industrial complex is, now that we know the reason our medical costs are so high is because of the FDA and these hospitals that are run on socialism. Now that we know all this, what do we do with it? Like, what do we do knowing that the war on drugs is robbing us of all our civil liberties? So I think some of us just kind of grew a little apathetic. We didn't really know where we belonged. We didn't belong with the Democrats. We didn't belong with the Republicans. They had made it clear we were not welcome in that party. They are a big government, big spending party. And then the third option would be the Libertarian Party. But the Libertarian Party was a little disjointed, and it wasn't a gleaming beacon of liberty that it should be. So there was this guy named Michael Heise who was like a normal dude. Like if you look in a crowd of people and pick out the most normal looking dude in the whole group, it would be Michael Heise. This guy joined the Libertarian Party and saw some problems and said, you know what? I believe in the Ron Paul revolution, and I think we should carry that torch. And a lot of leadership in the LP told him to go away. And instead, he formed a caucus called the Mises Caucus, and mostly what they were based on is sound economic principles They did not believe in funny money and printing fake money. They believe that that is funding these terrible, terrible wars. And so Michael Heise laid a plan where he said libertarianism is one of the most beautiful principles in human history. And this party should reflect that. And he started to gather people around him who agreed with him. And they started to take back the Libertarian Party from a small sect of people who were taking it in a very woke direction, who were doing messaging that was completely irrelevant, who were not brave in stating the truth, who would sooner sacrifice their principles than get booed on stage. And I am of the belief you always tell the truth even if you get booed for it. Michael Heise's movement became incredibly popular, the Mises Caucus, and it spread throughout the country. I actually joined this. If you go back to the beginning of my videos, when I started these, I was an independent. And because of the Mises Caucus, I joined the LP because I believed in their vision and in what they were going to do. And so this last weekend in Reno, they had the national convention. So Mises shows up for the national convention and we sweep it. The Libertarian Party is now poised to do some really incredible stuff. They are organized, they are getting in a lot of donations, and they are fighting tooth and nail in some states for ballot access. And I think that this party will actually be a contender with the duopoly that we see on top. Because right now on the top, you have Democrats and their controlled opposition. There is no limited government party up there. You can believe if you want that the Republicans are going to make a change, but they're the grand old party. They've had a grand old time to make a lot of changes and they won't. I know a lot of good Republicans at the local level, but once you get up a little higher, that is a dirty party. And they're not going to allow you to cut spending. They're not going to allow you to bring all the troops home. The truth of the matter is the two-party system has ruined this country. And I'm not even saying it's going to ruin this country. It has. Our dollar is about to collapse. And it's not because Biden won the presidency. It's because of the trillions spent the last year of Trump's presidency. And the presidencies before that. They have decimated the dollar. President after president after president. They all spend big because they all have to spend on their big wars and their big programs. George Washington told us when he left his presidency, he wrote a letter to America. It's a beautiful letter. And he pleaded with them, do not let the two-party system take over this country. It will destroy you. And I think he was a prophet in that. That is what has happened. It's not going to get any better. It's going to get a lot worse. And when you change the guard in 2024 to either a Republican or a Democrat, it will not change the policies. And I just don't know how long it's going to take America to understand you're going to have to do something different if you want different results. Now, the Libertarian Party, is it perfect? Absolutely not. But I'll tell you what, it is a darn sight better than what we have right now. Now that the Mises Caucus is basically the Libertarian Party, I would encourage everyone to either join the National Party or join your state party. So Mises Caucus, I believe in just a few days has raised $400,000 for the National Party. So we have the backing, we have the loyalty, we have the enthusiasm, the energy. We are the Ron Paul army. Now, if you're in the state of Montana, I really highly suggest that you join the Montana State Libertarian Party. Believe it or not, this is separate from the National Party. They are separate parties. Our membership currently is free, but If you want to, you can donate to the party also, and we would greatly appreciate it. I am going to be tabling across the state. I just bought $100 worth of used books to give out at our booths because I'm not only interested in winning political offices, in promoting the Libertarian Party, all this stuff. I want to educate the public on some of these ideas like basic economics and common law. I know this is a shameless promotion of an organization that I am so passionate about, but believe it or not, I think we're going to win. I think we are going to start winning elections, and I think we are going to start winning because we are the only other option on the ballot. We are the only anti-war party. We are the only fiscally conservative party. We are the only taxation is theft party. We are the only pro-Second Amendment party. The thing about libertarians is the whole philosophy is that they want to leave other people alone. They don't want to run your life. They don't want to be in charge and tell everybody what to do. They want to leave you alone. So please, consider joining this third-party option and help me in this state. We've got some exciting stuff planned for 2024. We are already preparing for that, and I could really use some more Ron Paul Army members to get out there, to raise funds, to do the footwork, because we have a lot of good philosophy on our side. We just need some really good messengers to carry it out to the people. Thank you, guys.